My beloved child, do not move your finger. Stop right where you are and hear my voice. This specific moment is not an accident. You did not find this by chance. Heaven orchestrated this exact alignment to reach you today. I have something very difficult to tell you. It is a heavy truth, but you must not scroll away. What you skip today might be the exact answer you have been begging for in secret. Do not be afraid. The truth I bring will not crush you. It will set you completely free. I know you feel it. You feel that invisible tension in the air. A quiet pressure sits on your chest from the moment you wake up. You think you are just stressed. You think you are just tired from a long week. But the spiritual realm is ringing an alarm. A massive shift is happening. Let me speak to your silent pain. I have been watching you. I saw you sitting alone in the dark when the house was quiet. You were staring at the wall. You felt the crushing weight of every responsibility you carry. You swallowed your tears because you had to be the strong one. You always have to be the strong one. Nobody else steps up. You carry the burdens of everyone around you. And then the morning comes. You put on a brave face. You smile so no one feels uncomfortable. You bleed quietly so they can walk on dry ground. But I see the exhaustion in your bones. Your spirit is deeply tired. You are tired of explaining yourself. You are tired of proving your worth to people who only take. You give and you give until your hands are entirely empty. Right now you are at a breaking point. Your mind is spinning with anxiety. You overthink every tiny decision. You are terrified that one wrong step will ruin your future. You feel like you are failing. But you are not failing. You are just carrying a load that was never meant for your shoulders. The enemy wants you to believe you are forgotten. That is a vicious lie. I am stepping into your storm today. I am not here to give you another rule to follow. I am here to give you my presence. Breathe slowly with me now. Unclench your jaw. Let your heavy shoulders fall down. The heavy armor you wear is suffocating your spirit. It is time to lay down your defense. You do not need to fight this battle alone anymore. I heard every prayer you whispered into your pillow. I heard the prayers you could not even finish because the tears choked your words. You thought my silence meant I was angry with you. You thought your delay was a punishment for not having enough faith. Listen to me carefully. Your unanswered prayers were never a rejection. My silence was my fierce protection over your life. This brings us to the difficult truth. There is a reason everything feels so hard lately. There is a reason doors keep closing in your face. There is a reason certain people have suddenly walked away from you. You cried over those lost connections. You wondered what you did wrong. You tried to fix things that were already broken. You poured your precious energy into dead soil. Stay with me. Do not let the noise of the world pull your attention away. I need you to understand the architecture of this moment. The pain of separation is real, but the purpose behind it is greater than your current understanding. I am actively clearing out your future room. I am removing every toxic element that could poison your incoming harvest. The heavy sadness you feel is not depression. It is spiritual warfare. The adversary is terrified of the destiny written on your life. He attacks your peace because he knows he cannot stop your blessing. He wants you to surrender to despair. He wants you to believe the false narrative of your own weakness. But you are not weak. You are a chosen warrior in a season of heavy training. This season of isolation was designed to refine your vision. You had to learn how to stand alone. You had to learn how to stop depending on the validation of broken people. The difficult truth is that your circle had to shrink. Your comfort zone had to be destroyed. Because the place I am taking you requires a completely different version of you. The old version must pass away. Let me draw closer to your wounded heart right now. I need you to know how deeply you are understood. I saw you last night. I saw you staring at the blank ceiling while the rest of the house was asleep, and you felt completely isolated in your silent struggle. The room was dark and quiet, but inside your mind, a terrible storm of worry was constantly raging. I saw the exact moment you pulled the blanket up to hide your quiet sobs. You swallowed your tears because you did not want to wake anyone else. You are so used to protecting everyone around you. And even in your deepest moments of breaking, your first instinct is to make sure you do not inconvenience another living soul. You absorb all the bitter pain. You let it shatter you quietly in the dark. This is the silent reality of the tired caregiver. You give your energy to people who never bother to ask how you are doing today. They see your warm smile. They see your endless capability to handle every crisis. But they never see the massive physical toll it takes on your body, and they do not realize how close you are to completely falling apart. You are deeply exhausted. I saw you looking at your phone yesterday morning. You were desperately hoping for a message of support that never arrived. You poured so much love into certain people. You built them up when they had absolutely nothing left. But when you needed a safe harbor, you found yourself standing completely alone in the pouring rain. It hurts to be the loyal one. The sting of betrayal is very real. You try to push the hurt down and keep moving forward. You tell yourself that you just need to work a little harder. You think if you are perfectly reliable, they will finally value you. But you are trying to buy love with your painful sacrifice, and that toxic transaction is leaving your spirit entirely bankrupt. Stop trying to earn what should be freely given. You deserve true rest. I saw you holding those financial papers with a trembling hand. You looked at the numbers and felt absolute dread wash over you. You carry the heavy financial anxiety for your entire household. You skip your own needs so that others can have plenty, and I keep a strict record of every single sacrifice you have made in secret while everyone else was completely oblivious. Nothing is ever forgotten. Nobody praises you for the disasters you quietly prevented. People only complain when one small thing falls through the cracks. They do not know how many plates you are spinning at once. They do not know your mind is racing. You feel like a fragile glass about to shatter into pieces, but you force yourself to wake up and do it all over again every single morning. It takes immense strength. This is not the life I envisioned for you. You were not created to be a dumping ground for toxic people. I formed you for a magnificent destiny, but you are currently trapped in a cycle of endless survival. You are merely surviving day by day instead of actually living your purpose, because the enemy loves to keep a powerful warrior completely exhausted. Your weariness is his weapon. Listen to my voice and let it anchor your weary soul. You do not have to explain your deep exhaustion to me. You do not have to pretend you have everything under perfect control. I am the creator of the vast universe. I can handle your messy and painful reality. I want you to bring your broken pieces to my feet, and I want you to lay down that heavy mask of perfection today. I saw you trying to pray the other day. You could not even form a complete and logical sentence. You just sat there and let the heavy silence speak for you. You felt deeply ashamed because you thought your faith was completely failing. But your silent presence was the most beautiful prayer of all, because you came to me even when you had absolutely nothing left to give. You are safe here. Let me show you the unseen truth beneath your quiet tears. You thought your world was falling apart. You felt abandoned by the people you loved. But there is a massive difference between a painful and confusing loss and a deliberate divine rescue. You have been grieving over closed doors that I locked on purpose. And while you are weeping over the sudden separation, heaven is actively protecting you from a terrible disaster. This is the difficult truth you must accept today. Heaven has been aggressively clearing out your inner circle. I did not push those people away to punish you. I removed them because they were secretly poisoning your soil while smiling directly to your face, and they would have completely destroyed your future harvest if they stayed. You could not see their hidden motives. You only saw the good in them because your heart is pure. Unclench your jaw right now. Take one slow breath. Let your shoulders fall down completely. You need to process this physical release before we go deeper into the truth. You have spent years blaming yourself for relationships that ultimately failed. You believed you were fundamentally flawed and unworthy of true love, but that is a brutal lie planted by the enemy to keep you trapped in deep shame. You are a beautiful and chosen vessel. And because you carry such a brilliant spiritual light, you naturally attract people who are living in deep darkness. But many of those people did not want to step into the light. They only wanted to drain your vital energy to feed their own endless insecurities. They treated your compassion like a free resource to consume. They were slowly bleeding your spirit entirely dry. Think about the sudden conflicts that happened recently. Think about the silent treatments and the bizarre misunderstandings that broke your heart. The enemy tried to use those painful moments to completely destroy your fragile spirit, but heaven hijacked his wicked plan and used those exact conflicts to sever the toxic soul ties forever. Their sudden departure was not a tragic accident. It was an urgent and necessary spiritual evacuation. You must stop fighting my protective hand. You keep trying to resurrect dead connections. You reach out and try to offer peace to people who are deeply committed to misunderstanding your intentions. Please stop breaking your own beautiful heart over this situation. You simply cannot carry dead weight into your upcoming arrival season. The promised land requires a completely different frequency of genuine connection and pure love. A cycle breaker cannot be surrounded by people who are deeply in love with their heavy chains. You have a massive destiny to fulfill on this earth. You are carrying the financial and spiritual breakthrough for your entire bloodline. If I allowed those toxic people to stay in your sacred room, they would ruthlessly squander the massive blessing I am preparing for you right now. Your boundary is your safety. Let go of the heavy guilt immediately. It is not a sin to walk away from a toxic environment. You tried your absolute best to help them grow. You offered them fresh water from your own well until you were completely parched and gasping for breath. But you cannot heal someone who is totally comfortable in their sickness. Their journey is no longer your sacred responsibility. You must release them completely today. Your current isolation is not a dark prison, it is a sterile operating room. Heaven is performing deep spiritual surgery on your wounded heart. The absolute silence around you is necessary to keep the environment perfectly clean while I mend your broken pieces. I am wrapping you in a protective cocoon while you recover from the silent trauma. Do not rush this delicate process. The divine healing requires profound stillness. As you slowly heal from these severed connections, you might notice something strange happening to your body. You survived the painful pruning, but now you are feeling a different kind of heavy exhaustion. It is an invisible weight that sleep cannot fix, and you feel a strange fog settling heavily over your entire mind. Hold on to that thought. I will reveal exactly what that heavy fog means shortly. Let me speak gently to the strange physical heaviness you carry right now. You bravely walked away from the toxic people of your past, but instead of feeling completely free, you woke up feeling incredibly heavy. A thick and unyielding fog has settled over your tired mind, and you find yourself struggling to remember simple words. You walk into a room and suddenly forget why you even went there. You sit at your desk and stare at the screen for hours. Your eyes are open, but your brain is disconnected. You read the exact same sentence 5 times, yet you still cannot comprehend the meaning. The lack of focus frustrates you deeply. You secretly wonder if something is wrong with your brain. You are absolutely terrified that you are losing your sharp edge, but you are not losing your mind at all. The exhaustion you feel is not just normal mental fatigue. It is a profound and heavy nervous system overload. Your body is reacting to the massive spiritual pressure of this waiting season. You feel it heavily in your chest every single afternoon. Your heart suddenly starts racing for no logical reason, while a strange restlessness crawls underneath your skin. You want to run away but have nowhere to go. Your body is constantly bracing for the next disaster to strike. You have lived in a harsh survival mode for so many years. You are always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And even when things are perfectly calm around you, your traumatized mind searches for hidden dangers. This invisible tension drains your energy before the day begins. Caffeine cannot cure a spiritually exhausted soul. This cognitive fog comes from the brutal pressure of waiting. You know a massive breakthrough is coming soon. You can feel the incoming harvest deep within your spirit. But your physical reality has not caught up with the spiritual truth yet, and this disconnect creates a terrible friction inside your brain. You are standing in the awkward hallway between your past and your glorious future. The spiritual waiting room is an incredibly heavy place. I see how angry you get at your own lack of productivity. You look at your daily task list and feel completely overwhelmed. You used to accomplish 10 things in a single morning. Now it takes all your energy just to answer a simple email. You silently call yourself a lazy failure. Please stop attacking your own character today. You are not lazy. Carrying a massive spiritual calling inside a fragile human body is exhausting. Your physical vessel is trying to hold the immense weight of heavenly glory. The fog in your mind is simply your brain demanding a mandatory rest. Your nervous system is begging you to pause and breathe, but you keep pushing through the pain because you are terrified that the world will collapse if you stop working. You are actively gestating a massive miracle. Stay with me right now. Do not let the heavy brain fog make you scroll away today. I need you to hear this truth clearly. The extreme restlessness you feel at night is not a medical mystery. It is not a sign of your physical weakness. Your spirit is sensing the intense battle happening in the unseen realm right now, and the enemy knows you are close to your breakthrough. He cannot steal your harvest because it is already sealed by heaven, but he can attack your physical mind to make you quit right before the finish line. He wants you to surrender to the daily exhaustion. He wants you to believe this thick mental fog is your permanent reality. But I am about to expose his wicked strategy. Let me show you exactly why this delay is happening and who is to blame. Breathe with me one more time. Unclench your jaw and let the tension leave your weary neck. You have carried this confusing physical burden in absolute silence for way too long. You thought nobody understood the bizarre symptoms of your spiritual elevation. But heaven sees every single detail of your bodily struggle, and I am stepping in to restore the divine clarity you were promised from the very beginning. Let me speak the absolute truth over your life right now. You have carried the heavy blame for this painful delay for far too many years. You truly believed that your own human weakness caused the doors to remain shut. And while you wept quietly over your lack of perfect faith, the enemy laughed because he successfully convinced you to blame yourself. Your delay is not a result of your spiritual failure. It is the direct result of a massive spiritual war. The enemy did not attack your mind because you are fundamentally weak. He attacked your peace because he is absolutely terrified of the glorious destiny written on your life. He knows the massive wealth and influence you are about to step into very soon, and he knows you will use that heavenly power to finally break the chains off your family bloodline. He is fighting you fiercely because your anointing is a huge threat to his dark kingdom. He cannot stop the blessing that heaven has already authorized for you. The papers are already signed in the spiritual realm. His only remaining weapon against you is pure physical exhaustion. He wants to make the waiting period so brutally painful that you simply give up before the beautiful harvest finally arrives. He sends the brain fog and the endless setbacks to make you question my deep love. He desperately wants you to surrender entirely. But heaven has been constantly watching your beautiful and resilient spirit. I saw how many times you fell down heavily under the crushing weight of those sudden attacks. I saw you bravely drag yourself back up every single time. You are not failing the ultimate test of faith today. You are simply walking straight through the hottest part of the spiritual battlefield, and this intense fire is only exposing the hidden traps laid by the adversary. You honestly thought the delay meant I was ignoring your desperate cries. You thought I was withholding your financial breakthrough to teach you a harsh lesson about patience. That is a toxic and wicked lie from the pit of deep darkness. I do not punish my beloved children with poverty and endless stressful nights. The delay only happened because the enemy was fiercely contesting the massive new territory I am actively handing over to you. While you were crying quietly on your bedroom floor, a violent war was raging in the unseen realm to secure your inheritance. Archangels were actively fighting to defend your sacred territory. They were clearing the toxic resistance out of your future path. And every time you felt that sudden physical heaviness, a major battle was happening right over your head in the heavenly places. You were physically feeling the intense shock waves of that holy combat. Breathe out that heavy and suffocating guilt right now. Drop the false narrative that you are somehow broken or spiritually cursed. The curse was totally broken the moment you decided to keep trusting me in the dark. You are the cycle breaker of your entire family tree. The enemy threw his best weapons at your mind to break your resolve, but you are still standing with grace. You survived the worst season of attacks, and your glorious victory is fully assured. I need you to officially reject the wicked lies of the enemy today. You must close the door on self-doubt and stop blaming yourself for the spiritual warfare. Gently type 777 in the comments below to seal this prophetic word forever. Let that simple action be your physical decree that you refuse to carry the toxic guilt anymore. You are drawing a hard bloodline around your mind and your precious resources right now. You have successfully survived the terrible enemy attacks. You have completely cleared the toxic soil from your beautiful garden. But there is one final threshold you are standing in front of right now, and crossing it requires a completely new level of deep trust. The tension you feel today is very different from the exhausting attacks of the past. It is the extreme pressure of the final stretch. Hold that sentence and let it land safely in your spirit. Stay with me right now. Do not let the distraction of this world pull your eyes away from what I am revealing. You are standing directly on the threshold of your massive breakthrough. And the pressure you feel today is radically different from the past. It feels like you are trying to walk through incredibly thick mud. Every single step requires a massive amount of your limited energy. This intense pressure is not another attack from the enemy. It is the extreme compression of the spiritual birth canal. Before a massive miracle is finally pushed into the physical realm, the surrounding environment becomes incredibly tight. You feel completely squeezed from every possible direction. Your finances are tight, your time is tight, and your emotional capacity is entirely depleted today. But the most agonizing part of this exact moment is not the pressure itself. The hardest part is the absolute silence of heaven. You cry out for a simple sign of comfort. You ask for a small whisper to confirm you are on the right path. And all you hear is the deafening sound of total silence. You feel completely abandoned at the exact moment you need my voice the absolute most. The enemy whispers that my silence is proof of my deep anger. He tells you I have finally walked away from your messy life. I need you to completely shatter that toxic lie today. My silence is never a punishment for the chosen one. My silence is the absolute highest form of divine protection. When a master surgeon is performing a delicate operation, the entire room must be completely silent. I am currently performing the final spiritual surgery on your destiny. I am actively severing the very last chains of generational poverty from your tired bloodline. If I spoke to you right now, the sheer power of my voice would distract you from the necessary resting process. I need you to remain completely still while I finalize the beautiful details of your upcoming massive harvest. My silence is also a strategic weapon against the Dark Kingdom. The enemy cannot attack what he cannot hear. When heaven goes completely silent, it means a massive stealth operation is actively taking place. I am hiding your incredible blessing in the dark shadows where the adversary cannot find it. You are entirely hidden in the secret place of the Most High God while the storm rages outside. The tension is peaking right now because you have absolutely run out of human options. You tried to fix the broken situation with your own tired hands. You tried to manipulate the circumstances to force a quick breakthrough. But every single door you pushed on remained firmly locked. Your physical strength is totally gone. You have nothing left to offer but your deep and weary surrender. This is exactly where I need you to be. The extreme pressure is designed to squeeze the last drop of self-reliance out of your beautiful spirit. As long as you thought you could save yourself, you were secretly blocking the massive miracle. You are completely empty today. But an empty vessel is the exact requirement for a supernatural overflow of heavenly wealth and absolute peace. Do not scroll away. Hold this truth tightly in your weary spirit. The breaking point you feel right now is actually your glorious turning point. The extreme heaviness in your chest is the final compression before the spectacular release. You are about to step out of the dark hallway and into the blinding light of your arrival season. But there is one final thing you must completely understand first. You cannot carry the heavy mindset of a surviving victim into the glorious room of your massive inheritance. The old identity must be completely shattered right now. I am about to reveal a secret about your true identity that the enemy desperately hoped you would never discover. Prepare your weary heart for a massive shift. The heavy silence is about to be broken by a roar of perfect victory. The veil is lifting right now. You are about to see the magnificent architecture of your life. Everything that looked like a chaotic disaster was actually perfectly ordered by my hand, and I am opening the secret vault today to show you the ultimate truth. You thought the enemy was winning, but he was only setting the grand stage for your ultimate victory. Heaven has completely flipped the script. The profound secret of your divine assignment is finally coming to light. The long delay was never meant to break you. It was designed to completely shatter your old identity. You have lived your entire life with the mindset of a struggling survivor. You wake up every single day ready to fight for tiny scraps of peace because you honestly believe that mere survival is the absolute best you can do. That survival mindset kept you totally trapped in a toxic religious cycle. You have been approaching my throne like a tired beggar. You stand outside the heavy gates and plead for a little bit of mercy, crying and promising to be a better person if I will just grant you one small miracle. You are trying to negotiate with the creator of the vast universe. I need you to absolutely stop acting like a slave in the house of your father today. A petitioner stands at a dusty counter and desperately bargains for help. But you are not a common petitioner. The transactional religion that taught you to grovel in the dirt is completely over, because I do not want your fearful bargaining anymore. I want your bold and fearless faith. Your financial breakthrough is fully authorized in the heavenly realm, but there is one specific key you are currently missing to unlock the heavy vault. The enemy desperately hoped you would never discover this powerful truth, because he knew that once you found this missing key, his dark kingdom would lose all power over your finances. I am handing it to you now. This secret key is not a complicated formula. The key is not begging harder or praying louder until your voice is completely gone. The key is a radical shift in your spiritual posture, because you must stop asking for things that have already been deeded to your specific name. You are standing in front of a wide open door, but you are still knocking like a frightened stranger. It is time to step into your highest calling as the chosen one, so feel the divine authority rising inside your weary chest right now. I did not pull you through the dark fires of hell just to leave you struggling at the finish line. Every tear you cried was collected and turned into liquid gold for your upcoming season. Your massive inheritance is entirely ready. You survived the toxic people. You survived the brutal attacks on your mind, and you survived the deafening silence of the spiritual waiting room. Now you are perfectly positioned for the greatest manifestation of wealth and peace your bloodline has ever seen. The heavy chains of generational lack are violently breaking off your weary shoulders while heaven prepares your massive table right this very second. Do not shrink back into fear. Do not let the familiar comfort of anxiety pull you away from this massive promotion. You are the righteous cycle breaker who was specifically chosen to rewrite the entire history of your family bloodline. Heaven is actively moving the heavy furniture around in your life to make room for the massive blessing, and the old era of suffering is totally finished today. The extreme compression is finally resolving. You are crossing the threshold from pain into absolute power. The vault is open, and the table is prepared in the presence of your defeated enemies. Prepare your weary spirit for the final grand revelation, because I am about to officially upgrade your status in the spiritual realm and nothing will ever be the same again. You are the rightful heir. An heir does not stand outside the heavy gates and beg for tiny scraps of bread. An heir walks boldly through the front doors of the estate and simply receives what is already in their name. The transactional religion that kept you trapped in endless anxiety is completely destroyed today. You are stepping into absolute authority right now. Stand up right now and square your weary shoulders. You are the chosen cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. The heavy chains of generational poverty are shattering violently on the floor right this very second. Heaven is officially transferring massive spiritual and financial wealth directly into your tired hands because you have proven your faithfulness in the dark. Receive your glorious crown. The enemy wanted you to die in the bitter wilderness. He wanted your brilliant light to be entirely extinguished by the heavy sorrow. But heaven used his wicked attacks to forge you into an unstoppable and fearless warrior. You are no longer the fragile caregiver who bleeds for toxic people. You are the royal commander of your future harvest. You own the high ground. And no demon in hell can ever revoke the magnificent blessing that I have permanently attached to your beautiful name. Feel the heavy anxiety washing completely out of your chest right now. The desperate need to constantly explain yourself is entirely gone. You came into this exact moment feeling like a broken survivor who was completely out of time. But the thick fog has lifted. You know the absolute truth today. You are perfectly safe. The massive vault is wide open and the endless provision is flowing rapidly toward you. This is the exact moment your deep vulnerability transforms into immense power. You are finally standing on holy ground. The deep peace you feel right now is the undeniable proof that your spirit recognizes its true home. You do not owe anyone an apology for the strict boundaries you have set, and you are fiercely protected by the highest authority in the vast universe. Take a deep breath and let this magnificent reality settle deep into your weary bones. Now we must seal this powerful covenant in the physical realm. An heir operates on the sacred mathematics of heaven every single day. They do not hoard their resources in terror because they know the eternal fountain will never run dry. If this quiet sanctuary has bound your deep wounds today, I invite you to honor the holy altar. You are no longer a fearful victim. You are a wealthy distributor of my endless grace. Plant a financial seed through the super thanks button below as your physical decree. Let that simple action prove to the enemy that you trust the incoming harvest is incredibly massive. You are not buying a miracle with your money. You are confidently signing the receipt for the vast inheritance that is already yours. Every seed you sow in absolute faith commands a supernatural multiplication over your own life. Step into your rightful authority today. Your generous giving is a lethal weapon against the dark kingdom. It breaks the wicked spell of scarcity that tried to choke your entire family for generations. When you give from a place of immense gratitude, you release a tidal wave of financial momentum into your future. The heavy gates of abundance swing wide open for the fearless giver. Do not let fear stop you. I am looking at a true conqueror right now. You survived the darkest valley and you walked out carrying the greatest treasure. Your days of crying over unpaid bills and broken promises are permanently finished. The magnificent season of arrival is officially here. Hold your head up high and embrace the profound honor I have placed upon you. You are deeply loved forever. Now pause exactly where you are and do not rush to the next thing. The intense spiritual compression is finally over. You have carried some incredibly heavy truths in this message today, and your physical body needs a moment to catch up with your new spiritual reality. We are going to bring your nervous system back to perfect peace. Close your eyes if you can. Take one very long and slow breath in. Hold it for just a second, and now let it all the way out. I want you to intentionally unclench your jaw right now. You have been biting down on your own anxiety for months without even realizing it. Drop your heavy shoulders away from your ears. Let the tight muscles in your neck completely relax. You are totally safe here. Feel the solid ground underneath your tired feet. You are no longer floating in a terrifying storm of endless uncertainty. The ground beneath you is firm and secure because heaven has established your massive foundation. The frantic racing in your mind is actively slowing down. You do not have to figure out tomorrow right now. Tomorrow is already handled by my grace. Listen to the quiet rhythm of your own heartbeat. That steady rhythm is the sound of a survivor who refused to quit. You are still breathing. You are still standing strong after everything the enemy tried to throw at you. Every heavy piece of armor you wore for protection can fall to the ground now. The fierce battle is completely won in the unseen realm. There is nothing left for you to fight today. There is nobody left for you to desperately please or impress. You can stop trying to hold the entire universe together with your bare hands. Let the heavy burden completely slide off your weary back. The universe is held firmly in my hands, and I am holding you closer than a mother holds her newborn child. Notice how light your chest feels in this very moment. The suffocating pressure that woke you up this morning is entirely gone. It was replaced by the gentle wind of my Holy Spirit. This profound peace is not a temporary illusion. It is your new permanent residence. You are moving out of the chaotic survival mode and into the quiet house of deep restoration. If a sudden thought of worry tries to sneak back into your mind, gently blow it away like a dry leaf. Do not entertain the old habits of panic. You are an heir now, and an heir rests comfortably in the massive estate while the servants do the heavy lifting. The angels are doing the heavy lifting for your future right now. You simply need to rest in this holy silence. I am washing away the bitter sting of every betrayal you suffered. I am healing the deep exhaustion deep within your bones. The massive fog that clouded your brilliant mind has been permanently lifted by my glorious light. You will wake up tomorrow morning with a clear head and a joyful spirit. The heavy winter is over, and your beautiful spring has finally arrived. Stay in this quiet space for as long as you need. There is absolutely no rush to leave my healing presence. Drink deeply from this well of living water until your parched soul is completely satisfied. You are deeply cherished and fiercely protected. Nothing can ever separate you from my unconditional love. Let that beautiful truth anchor your soul forever. Your nervous system is successfully resetting to its original divine frequency. The toxic stress chemicals are draining out of your physical body right now. You are being renewed from the inside out. Every single cell in your body is vibrating with perfect health and supernatural peace. You are perfectly whole. You are entirely complete, just as you are today. Take one final deep breath with me. Inhale the absolute certainty of your glorious future. Exhale the last tiny drops of self-doubt and old fear. You are a brand new creation stepping into a massive season of endless harvest. The peace you feel right now will follow you into every room you enter from this day forward. You carry the atmosphere of heaven. The deep peace you carry now is not meant to be kept hidden in the dark. It is a brilliant light designed to pierce the heavy darkness of this world. You have received the massive healing you desperately needed today, but heaven operates on the beautiful principle of connection. You are part of a royal family now, and a royal heir always looks out for the wounded ones left behind. I want you to think about the people you know right now. There is someone in your phone contacts who is silently crying today. They are staring at their screen while feeling completely crushed by the heavy weight of debt, and they think their situation is totally hopeless. They feel exactly like you did just 30 minutes ago. They are begging for a tiny sign of hope. You have the profound power to be their unexpected rescue today. Heaven wants to use your hands to deliver their massive miracle. When you share this exact message with them, you act as a mighty beacon of light. Pass this word to them right now. Save a fragile soul from drowning in deep despair tonight. This simple act of obedience sets the holy law of multiplication into immediate motion. What you freely give to others will be multiplied 100 times in your own glorious harvest. The enemy hates it when the chosen ones actively help each other. He wants everyone isolated and afraid. But when you hit that share button, you violently destroy his wicked strategy of isolation. You prove that your generous spirit cannot be contained by his pathetic lies. You are completely free. Now, we must secure the heavy perimeter around your beautiful mind. The enemy lost the fierce battle today, but he will try to return tomorrow. He will wait until you are tired to whisper those old lies of scarcity again. You cannot let him steal the profound peace you just received. You need a daily shield to protect the magnificent frequency of your new arrival season. This is why you must anchor yourself to this holy sanctuary. Subscribe to this channel right now as a powerful spiritual decree. This is not a meaningless action on the internet. It is a bold declaration that you refuse to go back to the toxic wilderness. It ensures that my daily prophetic word reaches your hungry spirit before the old habits of worry even try to return. You are building a mighty fortress of truth around your daily life. Every time you return here, your spiritual armor grows significantly stronger. Let the world panic over the temporary chaos because you are safely hidden in the secret place. Now, I want you to officially sign the final receipt for your massive blessing. Leave the word Amen below to seal this holy covenant forever. That simple word is the beautiful signature of a rightful heir. The heavy transaction is completely finished. The thick fog is permanently lifted from your brilliant mind. You no longer have to perform for toxic people who only drain your precious energy. You can finally rest in the absolute certainty that your future is perfectly secure. Your massive financial harvest is already on the way. Go into your week with your head held high. Walk with the quiet confidence of someone who owns the entire estate. When sudden trouble appears, you will simply smile because you know the victory is already yours. The universe is actively conspiring to bless you. You are my beloved child, and I will never leave your side. Rest well tonight and prepare your heart for the greatest season of your life. Let the holy angels guard your door while you sleep. The weary days of endless crying are totally over. Your tears have watered the soil of your magnificent promised land. The bright morning sun will bring massive joy and unexpected favor into your beautiful home. Step quietly into your glorious rest today. Heaven is watching over every single step you take from this moment onward. You are truly blessed.